Video game bang, video game bang, video game bang.
Video game.
Mega Ran. Live from the sack, it's the livest. In fact, I'm putting rhymes on this track to put my guys on the map. Updates, geek news, tech talk, and reviews. They can summarize it so you ain't gotta breeze through. Listen once and you're forever fans. And I'm not saying it because their theme song features Mega Ran, the ultimate source of all geek media. Other podcasts, they just don't match up. Need proof? You can check the archives and catch up. Stats off the chain, we have rearranged the game. It'll never be the same. Now it's time to feel the bang.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Video Game Bang, Sacramento's #1 geek and gaming podcast, as voted on by Podcast Weekly. That's right, we got bumped up to the weekly publication, Emma. What do you think about that?
I think it sounds less sincere now that I know you're repeating it. This is fake. It's all fake.
Emma Skies, everybody's on the show.
Fake news. Oh, is that my...
That's your...
Yeah, so this is the second time we're recording this because David messed everything up. And I'm lost. I'm lost in space. I still haven't watched. I still never watched that.
Wait, which one?
The new show.
On Netflix?
Obviously, I've seen the movie. But yes, the new show I have not.
Did you see the original show? The show that the movie was based on.
I saw the original movie.
There's an original show, too.
I have not. If there's an original show, I haven't seen it.
It's like Nick at Night, super old.
Every time you say things to me, I don't know if it's true or not.
I don't know why, because I've never given you an indication to think
Because
I'm
you think
lying.
there are more people in Japan than there are in the U.S.
That's just... Yeah. I don't care anymore. What's up, Nexy? Nexy's here. Emma can't let things go. Can you let things go, Nexy?
Do I?
No, I'm asking.
No.
No? Cool.
No.
So I got two of you tonight. This show is brought to you by Oblivion Comics and Coffee, Energy Esports, and Bass GG. We have a we're gonna mix things up tonight. You guys are gonna get that later when you hear what we're gonna talk about. But first, if you are listening to the podcast and you have not checked us out, you can watch us on twitch.tv/videogame_bang. You can check out the live recordings there. Check out past recordings in the VODs. And yeah, so tonight, Corey is not here. He's in Vegas for Evo. So it's just a 3-person crew.
It is.
I haven't hosted, and let alone be on the Saturday show in a while. I forgot when sound checks were. I told Nexy to be here at 8, and I was on my way here to be here at 8. And then Emma texts me and is like, oh, so sound check at 8:30. I was like,
As I'm sitting at home at 7:55, 20 minutes away.
That's tonight. Tonight it's at 8. Good thing, too, because now it is 9:20, and we're finally going live after technical difficulties. And you know what? You said Webb messed things up. I'm going to say that it's Corey's fault, because every
He's
time...
not here to defend himself.
And every time he's not here, something goes wrong. I mean, it's just a truth fact. I think so. We're gonna blame Corey for it. Tonight, everybody, we're gonna be talking about, for this web talk, we're gonna be talking about the differences and comparing and contrasting. It sounds really boring, but
the Venn diagram.
The Venn diagram, if you will. Picture the circles of Twitch and Mixer, and then we'll probably throw in YouTube Gaming and Facebook Gaming.
YouTube Gaming doesn't exist anymore. It's YouTube Live. They shut down YouTube Gaming.
YouTube Live, same thing. And it's just trying to get away from the shit show that YouTube Gaming was.
Yes.
And I think that's why they rebranded it. But yeah, so we're going to be talking about that. We're going to talk about Facebook Gaming, I guess, too. We'll throw that in there.
I forgot that existed, and it's not on any of my notes.
We can look up some stuff on the spot. It's a thing. It exists. I think we should give it some fairness. But tonight we're going to be talking about Twitch versus Mixer. And this whole thing started because of, in case you have been living under a rock and you don't know what's going on, Ninja, arguably the biggest streamer in the world, definitely the most popular streamer.
The most popular, the most well-known, has the most notoriety.
Most notoriety. Pretty much was called the face of Twitch, the face of streaming at one point. Switched to Mixer.
He did.
So a lot of
Microsoft threw a whole lot of money at him, and he said, "Yeah, I'll make that switch."
The crazy thing,
going back to his roots.
Oh yeah, it's true. Okay, so we'll get into that.
Yeah,
we'll get into that because I see a
think
lot.
We all know what that one
is.
A
lot of theories that are probably more truth than theories. So Ninja switched to Mixer, and I saw a lot of people on Twitter and social media talking about like, "Oh, cool, Ninja's on Mixer." and then like in like quotes like searches what Mixer is, and I don't know how many of that is true, and I want to say that there's probably a good amount of people that probably don't know what Mixer is.
I feel like I only know what Mixer is because I have an Xbox and I used to stream from my Xbox.
So that's the thing is like up until like a couple of years ago you could stream to Twitch from your Xbox.
I mean, you still can. You just can't use certain features.
Oh really? I thought they took it away completely.
No, well, I mean, I haven't checked in a while, but what it was when I was streaming from my Xbox, I was using my Kinect as the camera, and it's shit. It's garbage. But they made a big deal about how they were adding webcam support, which was like a big thing for a lot of streamers on their Xbox. It was like I can just plug in any third-party webcam and be good to go, and that's going to change a whole lot of shit. And then they were like, oh, if you stream to Mixer, like we're not taking that support to Twitch. If you want to stream with a webcam, you can stream on Mixer, and that's when I had to go, what the fuck is Mixer?
Mixer, I found out about at E3 a couple years ago.
They had a big-ass booth.
I want to say it was a big booth.
It was right in that entryway.
Yeah, it was bigger.
So you had to go
You had to see it, yeah. Unless you went up the escalator. But yeah, it was right there. And I remember I went there. I had to kill time, so I was like, I'm going to go check this out. And they were doing a live stream of the booth, and they had the ability to people watching the stream could control little remote control cars at the booth from the stream.
Yes.
And that's insane. We're going to get into that in a minute. Let's go back to Ninja really quick. So Ninja leaving Twitch, he's going back. He's going to Mixer, going back to Microsoft. His roots, like Nexy was talking about. So there's theory going around that we're probably, if you know Ninja's background, then you probably have figured this out already. Ninja came from the pro Halo scene.
Yes.
And he got his name Ninja from the move that he did when he played Halo. And he would be like, he'd run around the corner, and then he would jump, and the person chasing him would go underneath him, and he'd drop down and shoot him from behind like a ninja. So that's where he got
Learn something new every day.
Right? I did some research on him.
I'm so glad I have this information in my life.
I'm prepared. So he's going to Microsoft's streaming platform right before Microsoft is coming out with a new Xbox and a new Halo game.
Yep.
So do we think that's a coincidence?
No, I mean, I'm sure that's why he's going. I'm sure it's part of the... Mixer has needed a boost for a long time anyway, but the fact that they have a new Halo game coming out, I mean, it's not a coincidence. So whether it's going to be getting him back into the pro leagues or just having him stream Infinite and the multiplayer of it when it comes out, or whether they're going to get him on Master Chief Collection and Halo 5 multiplayer as it is, we'll see. I mean, this is literally not going to change anything for me. I've never watched Ninja before, and I will continue to not watch. No, I don't have anything against him. I just never cared. Like, this is more than I've ever talked about Ninja in my life in the last 5 minutes.
So I see it not affecting, for the most part, if you don't watch Ninja, it's not going to affect your everyday because it's not going to change going to Mixer now instead of Twitch. But what I do see it changing is the landscape of the streaming community. You know what I mean? You don't think so?
I mean, I think it'll be a good thing for Mixer because they've been on, like, they've always been, like, in the shadow of Twitch. Like, that's not even, that doesn't even describe how small Mixer is in comparison to Twitch. But even as it stands, like, Ninja's not the biggest creator on Twitch. And he hasn't been for a while. Like, there's always been people that are, like, he peaks sometimes, he's hit #1, but there's always people that are ahead of him.
Yeah. But having the notoriety that he does.
Yes, he has the media presence that nobody else has.
Yeah. And
he's doing the Super Bowl commercials. He's doing the
ESPN covers.
The ESPN coverage.
Talk show appearances.
He's doing all that in a way that none of the other streamers are. So he's going to bring media attention, I think, a little bit more to Mixer. But as far as, like, the entire landscape of streaming as it is, do I think this is going to change anything long term? I don't know. I think there's going to be a short-term change for sure. We'll see a big boost in Mixer statistics, but long-term, I don't know how much it's going to change. And, I mean, I hope it does. I hope it's a huge deal, if only because I really want this to be cost-effective for Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how much money they gave him. There's a lot of different numbers floating around there, but the important thing to remember is nobody fucking knows. But it had to have been a lot.
There's been a lot of numbers that have been thrown around. One I saw was a $9.2 million deal over 6 years. It's a 6-year contract to stay with Mixer.
But like, where did that number come from?
I saw it on a tweet that I believe was from ESPN Esports. So a fairly reputable source. Where they got it, I don't know.
See, but it's the fairly reputable source, but is your memory a reputable source?
I don't know why you hate whoever sits in this chair.
Trust it.
You hate everything. Oh my God, Emma. Nexy, what about you?
Give me some sources. You're at a computer.
I just gave you the source, ESPN
No,
Esports.
it doesn't count because you're remembering it. Show it to me.
No. Nexy, what do you think?
I definitely think that there's going to be like there's like what Emma said, there's going to be that big boost to Mixer, but whether or not it's going to be sustainable, we'll see. I personally am hesitant to like make a switch to Mixer, like hopping on this bandwagon, but it all depends on what Twitch is going to be planning on doing, how they're going to be changing, if they're going to they lost one of their biggest names. They lost their face. So are they going to finally realize like, hey, we can't just be lounging around and letting people spit vodka into their cats' mouths.
Wow. Typical. Do you think though, but like, so unless you guys heard, I haven't heard what, besides a fat paycheck, I haven't heard if there was a specific reason why Ninja moved. So you think him moving is really going to make them take another look at, we're going to get into it anyway, look at how they treat their streamers and how how they look at everybody differently based on how much money they're making.
I absolutely doubt it.
Yeah.
It's not going to make a dent in anything like that because Mixer is not a threat to them. Even still, Mixer is not a threat.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's necessarily an immediate threat, but I do think that it needs to be on their radar now. I think that Ninja opened the door to other big streamers, and if Ninja finds success on Mixer, then I could see other streamers making the move, because I think a lot of people, the people who do Twitch and they stream for their full-time job, and they're going to want something that's less risky than Twitch. Mm-hmm. Twitch can be risky with the toxicity. You can have people that just get fed up. I mean, I don't watch Twitch nearly as much as I used to.
Yeah.
And I'm just tired of the way that they do things, even though it doesn't directly affect me. I think it's
you don't necessarily want to be associated with that.
Because I don't like the way, and we're saying this as we're streaming on Twitch, but well, I don't like that they treat their streamers differently. I can go on there and I would never do this, but just because this is the most recent thing, I could go on there and I could throw a cat and I'll be banned forever on Twitch. But somebody else can go on there and throw a cat, but because they're a large streamer, they're not going to get banned, or if they do, it's going to be a couple of days.
Do you think that's any different on Mixer though?
Well, so it's hard to say because Mixer has never been. They haven't had to.
Because it's the same way on YouTube. It's the same way on Facebook. It's the same way on Instagram. Like all these websites, it's the same exact thing. There's a different set of rules. Yeah.
How do you where are you? How are you getting
just that? From the way that they handle everything. Whenever they have a big scandal, they will not respond. They will not suspend somebody until it gets to a point where they see it as a problem. Look at anything Logan or Jake Paul have ever done. The only time they take action is if there's a massive media outcry for it. But there's plenty of shit that they do all the time that doesn't get attention that YouTube doesn't care about. As long as they're making money, it doesn't matter.
I guess that's valid. I guess it kind of comes down to Microsoft and how they want Mixer and how they want to run it. Do they want to keep doing that? And they see how the general public gets upset about this, and do they want to keep doing that? The general public gets
vocally upset, but does it ever affect their bottom line? Probably not. Mm-hmm. So people can get as mad as they want, but as long as Twitch doesn't see a change in their revenue stream, and they don't see, like, there's not a boycott of subs or people leaving the platform or people not donating, like, or people refusing to watch Twitch, they don't give a shit. Like, you can be as vocally mad, you can tweet whatever you want, it does nothing for them. They don't care.
But see, and that's my problem with Twitch right there.
That's every corporation, though.
Well, we don't know that that's gonna be the same with Mixer. That's my point, is they haven't been in that position. So
maybe I'm just cynical.
You're extremely cynical. You're really cynical tonight, more so than normal.
I mean, speaking of cynical, I just checked the esports ESPN Twitter and it doesn't say anything about $9 million.
Okay, well, I misremembered. God damn it, Emma.
I love you.
Whatever. All right, so Emma, you have some stats for us. I
do have some stats for you. I do have some stats. So there's a couple things that we have. Like, we have a little bit about how Twitch started, a little bit how Mixer started, a little bit about their monetization. But first of all, like, we can just go over the differences right away because they're huge. So Twitch is Twitch is not a giant. Twitch is the giant. Twitch is the streaming platform. Like, when you think streaming, you're thinking Twitch. That's just the way it is. Regardless of which platform you stream on, the average person only knows about Twitch. So Twitch has over 10 million daily active users. That's 10 million people are logging on every single day to watch or to stream or to chat or to whatever they're doing. It has a larger audience than Mixer by quite a bit. So we're looking at stats from Q1 of this year. So these are very, very recent. The average concurrent viewers of all channels on the entire website for Twitch, average concurrence, 1.2 million people. That's a fuck ton.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of people. So you compare 1.2 million on Twitch to Mixer's 41,000. There are multiple channels. There's a handful of channels that get more viewers in one stream than Mixer has on their entire website.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why I was like, the Mixer's not a threat. YouTube Live, for comparison in there, is at 304,000 as their average concurrent.
So, but all these numbers don't reflect, like, what we may or may not see in the coming months.
Yeah, we'll have to wait until Q3 of this year to see a financial report.
And see if it makes a difference.
Yes.
I think that we will see an influx in Mixer traffic. I think we're going to see
I'm sure we will.
an influx in streamers.
100%.
And maybe not the big name streamers. Big name streamers might not move over, but the affiliates who feel like, they're discouraged on Twitch, they might move over. People who are just streaming for the first time, they might move over because they're seeing the big name over there.
I just saw a tweet when we were going live of, it was like, what was it? Somebody was talking about like, all the Twitch affiliates moving over, announcing their move over to Mixer now. And it was like some guy giving a big speech and it pans out and he's talking to nobody in this big auditorium.
Empty room.
It's total empty room. But yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people. I mean, we've seen people for a long time that have been kind of making the switch from Twitch to Mixer, but it never really makes an impact. And there's never been a lot of media attention on it because you don't have anybody that's Ninja's size doing it.
Right.
So now that there is some media attention, there is, what are they going to do with this? I'm curious. Like, they have the public eye. Mixer has the public eye right now. What are they going to do to keep it? Do they have any big announcements that are coming out? Do they have big changes to the site? What do they have that coincides with this? Because if they want to capitalize on this, they need to use this moment.
When's Halo coming out?
Next Christmas. So not for over a year and a half, or roughly a year and a half.
And that's when the new Xbox is coming out.
And that's when the new Xbox comes out. So Microsoft can make as many announcements as it wants. Mixer needs to make announcements. Mixer needs to make big changes, big updates to their platform. Do things to keep people on. Like, people are going to come in and check Mixer out to see Ninja, and then they're either going to stay or they're not. What are you going to do to keep people there?
Okay, so that kind of brings us to, like, one of the things I wanted to talk about is the different features that Mixer offers that Twitch does not offer, or maybe just recently started offering, which kind of is like, okay, well, what else can they do? So Mixer has lower latency in between the stream and the chat. So that means those times when the streamer asks the chat a question and then sits there and waits for them to answer because there's a 5-second delay, it's actually like maybe a 1 or 2 second delay on
Mixer has always had lower latency. Even if you're using the low latency option on Twitch, Mixer has a much lower latency.
Yeah, it's insane.
Which on a platform that relies on viewer interaction, like, that means something.
And that's something that I'm like, why did Twitch not get that sooner? Why does Twitch not have this technology? If Twitch is as big as it is, why do they not have this technology? Why can't they figure it out?
Bill Gates hasn't given it to them.
Well, they can. Yeah, it's like Hooli and fucking Pied Piper.
Exactly.
Why can't they just reverse engineer it?
Exactly.
They need Big Head. So another feature that they have that's really cool is they have like stream viewer participation. So one of the best examples of this I saw, besides earlier talking about it, seeing it at E3, the best examples I saw was a video of a streamer on Mixer playing Minecraft. Somebody in the stream hit chasm, like a button that said chasm, and it created a chasm right in front of the streamer in the game on Minecraft. It affected the game that they were playing in real time.
Yeah.
That is
Minecraft
insane.
is one of the only things it can do that with, though, because it is owned by Microsoft.
It's owned by Microsoft. Yeah. Right. But the fact that that's there, you can't do that on Twitch.
I saw a streamer, I was like just browsing Mixer today, and I saw somebody that had, we'll talk about their monetization and the different things that they have, but one of the things they have is these Spark points that you can use.
Yes.
And he had basically a board set up where you could spend X amount of Spark points and change the scenes in his stream, like you're changing scenes in OBS.
Ooh.
Like there was one that would change to, like it would turn on a puppy cam, or it would turn on, like it would change to a talking cam, or it would change to like different screens. Like there's a big input from the audience on Mixer that's just not there on Twitch.
And again, it's like, why doesn't Twitch have that?
I mean, Twitch does have certain things, like they have the extensions, but it's just overlays. Like there's so few things that actually give you the power to make a change in the stream.
And going back to those sparks are kind of the equivalent of bits, like in a way. I'd say they're the closest thing to bits.
I would say embers are like bits. So do we want to just get into that now?
Yeah, we'll just get into that now.
Okay, so Twitch, for those of you that do or don't know, so Twitch has a currency, an in-house currency called bits. Bits translate for the streamer to a penny. Every bit is 1 penny. 100 bits is $1, etc., etc., etc. The user pays more. I want to say for like $1's worth of bits, you pay like $1.40.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. So the user pays more upfront, and then the streamer gets to keep all of the revenue from their end. Mixer has a couple different things. They have what's called Embers, which were relatively new as of last year and are relatively the same thing. They're an in-house currency that you can buy and you can use for different things. What you're talking about and what we're both talking about are called Sparks, are things that you earn just for being on Mixer. They don't cost the user anything, but they do translate to real money when given to a streamer. So if you're watching a stream on Mixer, you're earning Sparks. Every minute that you watch, you earn a certain amount. You don't have to pay anything. And then you can give those Sparks to a streamer to unlock what's called skills. This is a whole, like, I had to learn all this today. So when you use your Sparks, you can purchase skills, which are different things that you can put on stream. So, like, you can put things on the screen, whether it's fireworks or different scenes or different, like, overlays that you can activate using those Sparks. I believe the way Sparks work is that the streamer has to hit a certain quota per week, and if they hit that quota, they get real money paid out to them. So it costs nothing to the user, but it translates to real money for the streamer, and there's just not an option for that on Twitch. The closest you could get to that is that you can earn a handful of bits by watching ads, but it only lets you do it a few times, and you get maybe like 15 bits, which is about like 15 cents.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that they have the ability. So, like, somebody who doesn't have any money, they could still pay the streamer.
Right, you can still financially support the streamer.
Which I think is awesome. And to me, that shows how much more, I don't know, to me it kind of seems like Mixer cares more about the streamers making a living, in a sense.
Yeah, instead
it makes
of
it easier for them to have
half of their subscriptions.
That's the thing I couldn't find. I could not find how much is the default sub split for Mixer, because on Twitch, a subscription is split 50-50 unless you're a big level partner and negotiate it yourself to a different thing. Like somebody like Shroud is not getting a 50-50 split on his subs.
Yeah. Right. I would guess it's probably close to the same. I would guess it's probably 50-50.
For somebody like Shroud?
No, on Mixer.
You mean you're talking about a Mixer.
On
I was
Mixer,
like,
yeah, sorry.
Absolutely not. No, it
Shroud's
is.
Probably getting 70-30.
Yeah, no, it probably is. I just couldn't find anything on it. And as far as I could see, Mixer has one option for subs, which is $5.99, as opposed to Twitch, which has $4.99, $9.99, and $24.99. Mm-hmm. So Mixer, you can sub for $5.99. It costs $1 more than it does on Twitch, but et cetera, et cetera. It's a lot of jargon, but all that to say, I would say Mixer doesn't have quite as many monetization options because there are things on the streamer side on Twitch that Mixer doesn't have. Because Twitch is owned by Amazon, they can use Amazon Blacksmith, which Mixer obviously doesn't have access to. And Twitch streamers can make money that way. They used to have a game store. They took that out because it really wasn't generating a whole lot of revenue. Yeah. You can make money on ads, which you can also do on Mixer, I believe.
I believe so. That's the thing, is like a lot of stuff on Mixer is kind of like an unknown because like nobody's really paid that much attention to it.
I mean, it might be known. It might just be that we don't know.
We don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like
I spent a few hours researching this today, and I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying is, like, you spend hours researching it, and it's still kind of unknown because, like, you know, nobody's really taking the time to figure it out because Mixer was such a low-level player.
Yeah.
That nobody cared. One of the other cool things, too, that Mixer has that Twitch does not is the co-streaming. So Twitch has that.
As I say.
As a partner.
Yeah.
And they just came out with it earlier this year. They announced it at TwitchCon last year, and then it came out earlier this year. Mixer has had it from the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's really cool how they could do it. And the cool thing about Mixer is that you can, maybe Twitch does this too, but you can actually stream from your phone onto Mixer and still be part of a co-stream.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, co-streaming is just the idea that if I was playing a game with David and we were both streaming, you could see both of our streams on essentially the same stream. Both of our video feeds on the same stream, be in both of our chats. You could be in 2 streams at once.
Right.
Which Twitch did not have an option for. There's a lot of third-party sites that do it. There's multi-stream and things like that, and restream, whatever. You get the point.
Multi-stream is the only one.
Yeah, multi-stream is the only one I think that works anymore. There used to be a couple other, but Twitch changed their API, and I'm not sure they work anymore. But so it's the idea that you can have multiple streams going at once, and it's really convenient to have that in one space. So you're not splitting viewers, essentially. Like, if I wanted to, like, if we were both big streamers and we both wanted to stream together, you know, you get to a point where you're like, well, one of us is going to lose money on this.
Right.
So co-streaming takes care of that.
Hype Zone is another cool thing that Mixer has.
The hell is Hype Zone?
Hype Zone is a channel that usually has thousands of people in it. And what Hype Zone does...
All thousands of people that are on Mixer.
Hype Zone goes to... they have one for Fortnite. I think they have one for Apex now. Maybe one for Overwatch. Anyway, we'll do Fortnite and Apex because I know that for sure. It goes and it looks at... Oh, and PUBG. PUBG, Fortnite, Apex. It goes to the last squad, the last person or whatever that's alive, or the last like few people that are alive, and you watch the end of the match. So instead of sitting there and watching the whole thing, you can watch Hype Zone, and Hype Zone rotates through and hosts these streamers that are about to win or in the top 5.
I wonder how that even
3.
works.
Yeah.
Like, is somebody manually having to do that at Microsoft?
I don't know, to be honest.
Or is there like an integration that they have with the game?
Some integration, maybe. I don't know, but it's definitely something that's really cool that I'll sit there and I'll just watch Hype Zone.
Yeah.
And I'll get there and I'll watch the last few minutes of like a really intense, Fortnite match or a really intense, Apex match and see the end of it because that's really the part that you want to watch. You don't want to watch the entire thing.
Right.
So that's really cool, and it helps the streamers because then all of a sudden their views are boosted and you have the option as a viewer to jump off and watch that stream instead of moving on with the Hype Zone stream. So it's really cool to sit there, and then you'll have somebody who has like 10 viewers. All of a sudden they have like 1,000 to 2,000 viewers because they're in the top 5 in PUBG, and you watch them.
Bad.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I really like how it seems like Mixer is trying to do all of these things to build your communities better and treat the streamers more fair.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, is that it's more fair to the streamer, and especially financially too, that sounds like.
That's one of those things that, like, I'm curious to see how that changes over the years if Mixer continues to grow. Because we talked about, like, the viewers, but even just looking at channels, Mixer is at a severe disadvantage to Twitch. Or an advantage, depending on how you look at it. Because as of, Q1 of this year, Twitch had 5.7 million channels to choose from at any given point. Mixer has 1.4 million. So you kind of had that trade-off of, like, yeah, there's only 41,000 viewers concurrently on Mixer at an average, but you're dealing with 4 million less channels to compete with. Or, I mean, not all of those 5.7 million are obviously streaming. It's closer to about 2 million, I believe, according to Twitch, as far as active streamers. But there's a much smaller pool of viewers for a much smaller pool of streamers. Mm-hmm. And so they have all these great things that are really, really great for their streamers. They, they treat them better. They tend to have better moderation as far as what is and isn't allowed for both streamers and for viewers. But how much of that is only better on Mixer because there are less people.
True.
Like, how much of that is, like, Twitch could be like this, too, if there were 10% of the people that there are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll see as it begins to inflate.
We will see. So, yeah. And the other part of that is that, like, Twitch has been around for a lot longer than Mixer. Twitch has been around since 2007.
Right.
Yeah.
Which nobody fucking knows. Because technically, I guess you could say Twitch hasn't been around. Justin.tv has been around since 2007. So Justin.tv started in 2007, and it was just a live streaming site, period. It wasn't a game streaming site. It was just like, wasn't it like some dude just like wanted to stream his life?
Basically.
Like, he was like, I'm going to set up a website so that anybody can do this if they really want to. And it kind of just turned out over the years that gaming emerged as, like, the biggest segment of that, and they kind of realized that. But that's one of those things where, like, when people bitch about, like, I remember when Twitch was just for games. I'm like, it never was, you piece of shit.
Exactly.
Well, that's not necessarily true. At one point, it was just gaming. It wasn't originally
Even
just
in the
for
beginning,
that.
I don't think Twitch.tv was just gaming. It had sections for other things.
Did it have like, it had creative and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And they just recently started pushing it?
I believe so. I believe so Twitch.tv, so Justin.tv existed, and then it kind of offshoot in 2011 into Twitch.tv. That was
Right.
when that really started. And it was games focused, but I don't believe it was games only. So it was obviously the biggest segment, but it wasn't their only focus.
I think that it's probably safe to say that when people say that, that's what they're referring to.
They're like, yeah, but it's
You
also
just
it's also
like being
usually
angry.
because they're pissed off that women exist. I'm just gonna put that out there,
Honestly, though.
because that's what it's always people that are mad at, like, body painting or cosplay or creative or talk shows.
Yeah,
And
it's
they're
true.
like, Twitch is supposed to be for gaming. This is bullshit.
Eating.
Social eating. So I found also something that sounded to me like the funniest article, or like the funniest little, like, how far we've come. So I was looking up, like, when Twitch started, and in 2011, VentureBeat wrote an article about how it was going into gaming. And they said, Justin.tv, a site that lets web browsers watch and publish live video streams, is recruiting additional developers to build an exclusive electronic sports live streaming website for games like real-time strategy games StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty. What? Why does that sound like it was written in the 80s?
It sounds so
Honestly.
ancient. And
An
that was from
electronic
2011?
sports live streaming website, everybody. Oh my god.
Electronic sports. And that was from, you said 2011?
2011.
That's only 8 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep. So Justin TV and Twitch existed or coexisted for a few years, and then in 2014, Justin TV shut down, and it was just Twitch. So, you know, I mean, it's been around for a lot longer. And then that same year that Justin TV shut down in 2014 is when Amazon bought Twitch for $970 million.
Justin.tv existed up until 5 years ago?
Yep.
What was on it?
I have no fucking clue. Justin?
Hey guys, it's Justin. Still staying strong, 7 years in.
Yeah.
Going to the supermarket again. You know how we do. Getting these Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah. So Twitch, I mean, I guess you could say technically Twitch has existed for about 8 years, but in reality it's existed for about 12 in one form or another. Mixer, I don't know when Beam started. So Mixer used to be a program or a service of Microsoft's called Beam, and it was rebranded to Mixer in 2016. I have no idea how long Beam existed before that. It wasn't long, though.
Beam existed, I think, for a couple of years before that, and it was the same thing. It was a live stream. It was Microsoft's answer to Twitch, or their attempted answer to Twitch, and they were trying to do live streaming. The idea being that it was super easy to live stream directly from your Xbox.
Yeah.
You click Beam, you go. It's super easy. It uses your Microsoft account, uses your Xbox Live account. There's no signing in. You just go.
But yeah, it was really like that 2016 when it became Mixer that they really started pushing it. Because I remember, because this pissed me off, because it used to be that you could say Xbox Broadcast and it would bring up Twitch. And then at a certain point you said Xbox Broadcast, it would bring up Mixer every goddamn time.
Right.
And I hated it.
So you can still, like we talked about earlier, you could still stream to Twitch on Xbox,
Yes.
but it's easier to stream to.
And they do not
Mixer.
offer support for that app. Like, if the app's broken, you fucked.
Yeah.
Microsoft doesn't care.
I think there's a lot more features too if you stream directly to Mixer.
Yeah.
Than if you stream to Twitch.
Yeah.
Which is good. So the Mixer partnership is Very different. And seems, on the surface, a lot easier, too. And well, it's simpler in the sense of there's no concurrent viewership required. There's a follower count required, and the follower count is higher than Twitch's affiliate higher follow count. But Mixer also does not have an affiliate program. It's just
so this goes into the ways that you can monetize your channel on Mixer and on Twitch. So Twitch from the beginning had Twitch had a partnership program when it launched in 2011, and by 2015, I believe it had 11,000 partners on the site. And it used to be way harder. It used to be so much harder to become a partner on Twitch than it is now. You had to have at least 500 concurrent viewers. Mm-hmm. There was no follower count, but because, if you're getting 500 concurrent viewers, you have enough followers.
You have enough followers.
So you had to have 500 viewers. You had to be streaming at least 3 times a week. And I want to say there was like 1 or 2 more other things that was probably like for the hours. But that was what it was for the longest time, for years. And it wasn't until they brought out their affiliate program that changed. When they brought out the affiliate program, they wanted to add in I won't even say it's a middle ground because it's not the middle. It's the bare minimum. Mm-hmm. So when they brought that out, first of all, their partnership requirements changed. They went from 500 viewers to 75. Yeah. Which is clearly a lot easier to hit. So now on Twitch, it's required to have 75 concurrent viewers, 25 hours streamed, and like 12 hours, or 12 days, I think, in a month. Something like that. So when they brought that out, they also introduced their affiliate program, which is, again, another way to monetize your channel. Because prior to that, if you weren't a partner, there was no way to monetize your channel within Twitch. Everybody kind of had their third-party donation, that's the, things that they did, wish list, whatever. But there was no way within Twitch to do that, which meant on their end, there was no way for Twitch to make money off of them.
Right.
Which is, I think, what a lot of people miss about the affiliate program. The affiliate program wasn't really for streamers. It was for Twitch. It was for Twitch to make money off of you. And it just so happened that it was a good thing for affiliates in the meantime. So an affiliate program is really meant for every active channel on Twitch to be monetized. Like if you're an active streamer,
they want to make money off you.
They want to make money off you, and they can monetize you. So you only need to have 3 concurrent viewers, 50 followers, and like 7 days streamed or something like that.
I think so.
7 days out of a month.
Like 7 or 10.
Yeah, it's like, it really is like the bare minimum. If you're an active channel on Twitch, you can get affiliated real easy, and that was the point of it. Mixer, on the other hand, doesn't have an affiliate program, so they don't have that minimum, and they can't monetize you. But their partnership program requires 2,000 followers, 25 hours streamed, and something else, which I think it's blanking on.
Something along the lines of like how many days in a month streamed.
Right. So
something similar to that.
Similar.
I think where the tricky part for Mixer is the follower count. And that just comes simply from like what we talked about before. There's less people watching Mixer.
Yeah.
So getting that follower count is going to be a little bit harder than, on Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, because Mixer used to have, I will say in the beginning, Mixer used to have a concurrent requirement. I don't know what that was at the time. It was lower than Twitch's, but they used to have a concurrent viewership requirement, and they ended up taking it out. And if you look at their partnership requirements on their frequently asked questions, it's the top thing there. Why don't you have a concurrent viewership requirement? And the way they explain it is that they recognize that different types of content get different types of views, especially on a platform like Mixer. So, a game stream is probably going to have a bigger pool of viewers to pull from on a site like Mixer than, say, like a makeup stream. And they don't want other streamers in other areas to be sort of penalized for not having as much to pull from as other categories. So they still look at your concurrence, they look at your viewers, they look at how you're doing, but it's not so much like everybody across the board needs to be the same. They recognize like the requirements are going to be lower for certain areas than they are for others. And what they really look like, and this is what they push a lot, is what they call professionalism, uniqueness, and community building in your stream. They really, really, really push to have a good, like if you have a good community that is continuing to grow, they can see potential in it, they can see that you're going to grow, they'll partner you.
So
I super admire that.
I'm looking at the requirements right now, and so account age comes into factor. So 2+ months.
That's what it was. The 2+ months. So you can't do it just like off the bat. 2,000
plus followers. Streams per month has to be 12 or more days, and then hours streamed per month is 25 or more hours. Nexy, like hearing those requirements, what do you think about that compared to? Because I know you stream on a regular basis to Twitch. And obviously your goal is probably to become partner. I'm assuming that's what most people's goal is when they stream to Twitch. So looking at the comparativeness between Twitch and Mixer, what do you think?
I think that like what would I prefer is that
basically.
I really like the way that Mixer is handling the way that they do partnerships, because they are so focused on, they're not putting this like cookie cutter, like your content all has to be like worth this thing for us to be able to make you a partner. They actually look at with like the concurrent words are hard, concurrent viewership, the lack thereof with Mixer. It's more about like the quality and the streamer and not just what you can necessarily provide for them. And I think it's better in the long term over Twitch's requirements.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking at the FAQ, just like what you were saying about it. It's really cool how they talk about the minimum requirements, and they talk about the concurrent viewers. It really is just more positivity. But
again, like that's one of those things that I wonder if it's that way because they don't have nearly as many partnership applications to go through.
Maybe.
That's true.
Because I believe on Twitch, like currently on Twitch, I won't say currently, the most current information I could find on Twitch is that there are roughly 27,000 partners on Twitch. Mm-hmm. And you gotta imagine there are dozens of people a day, hundreds of people a day applying for partnership. And each of those applications has to be gone through manually. So, I mean, they have to set that, like, if you're below this, we can't do anything about it because we just have too many to go through. So, like, Mixer can do that now when there's only, X amount of channels that are even reaching that 2,000 threshold.
I think the opposite could be said, though. I think that because they don't have, if that's the case, because they don't have that many partnership applications, then they could take the time to look at viewer count. They could take the time and say, okay, well, we want to accept people that only have this amount of viewers, as opposed to Twitch where they don't have the time to look at that. They have to set the limit so they know that you can't even apply unless you have at least this. So they know every channel has at least this amount of viewers and they can move on from there. Saves them time. This, they have, if they, quote unquote, have the time to do it because they don't have that many applications, then I could say that the argument could be made that they would have it, but they don't because that's just not how they want to run their platform.
Yeah, and again, it's just all these things that and I don't think we're going to see an outcome on any of this for years. Like, if they make changes like this, or if they make changes to the way they handle these things, it's not going to be for a year or two.
Yeah, I don't see, if they do, yeah.
Yeah, if it happens at all.
To me, if I'm Mixer, I'm looking at this opportunity to be like, all right, guys, so we have this huge opportunity here. Let's show everybody how to do this right. Like, they're going to stick to their guns. If they ban somebody, they're going to stay banned. They're not going to ban somebody for 2 weeks, for, ban a permaban and then decide that, oh, never mind, you can come back because you make us a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's like, no, money be damned. We want to do this right. We want to have a good community. And, I mean, Microsoft doesn't need money. Like,
neither does Amazon, though.
Neither does Amazon. That's true, but I don't know. It just seems...
Somebody, Noxy in chat, just asked this, and it made me realize we didn't go over it. We've been saying all these things that we're not explaining. For anybody that doesn't know, because I imagine there are people in here that don't watch Twitch, when we talk about a partner, just for a quick overview, a partner on Twitch is a channel that can be monetized, can be subscribed to before affiliates existed, it was the only way to monetize your channel. But basically, once you're a partner, people can pay to subscribe to your channel, and you split that money with Twitch. You get half of it, and Twitch gets half of it. Until you're a bigger partner, if you have X amount of followers, if you make Twitch X amount of money, you can negotiate that. But partners can do sub revenue. You can do Amazon Blacksmith revenue. You can do games revenue. You, as a partner, get a partner liaison. So you have somebody at Twitch that works, to make sure that you are happy and like everything. If you have questions about Twitch, you talk to your partner liaison. They're there for you. You get special perks at conventions, at TwitchCon, at PAX, at different things. But basically, it's a monetization thing. It's the same like YouTube, Mixer, and Twitch all call it partnership.
Yeah.
So that's what that is. And I apologize that we didn't explain that 20 minutes ago when we started talking about this.
We just kind of assume that if you're listening to this, you probably know a lot of this stuff. It's probably not fair for us to assume that.
It's just not fair. It's just not fair at all.
All right, guys. Well, that is the wrap-up music. That is our show for tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. If you are watching and you haven't checked out our podcast, you can check us out on anywhere you can find podcasts. Spotify, Pandora, Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, anywhere. Basically, anywhere there's podcasts, you can find us. If you are listening to the podcast right now and you've never watched us on Twitch, you can watch us on Twitch, twitch.tv/videogame_bang. After we just complained a lot about what Twitch is, we do our live shows on there every Wednesday and Saturday. So check us out there. Make sure to give us a 5-star review on those podcast platforms. We do appreciate it. Even if you hate the show, it's free. Be a good person. Emma, what is your streaming schedule? But you don't know because it's Saturday.
I don't know.
And so you don't know.
I do not. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/EmmaSkies. Oh, and we didn't really end it. Before we go, do you think Ninja is going to change the face of streaming on Mixer? Now that we've talked about it, what are your thoughts? You think it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Easily.
I am cynical, and I think it'll change it for... I'll give it like a couple months, and then it's going to mellow out. And Microsoft is going to be stuck with this bill for the contract that they gave him.
Also, before we go, too, we do have something to promote. We are doing our trivia night coming up.
Oh, yeah. That's next week?
Yes. It is
10 days.
Monday the 12th.
My sister's birthday. Woo. Happy early birthday.
Happy birthday to Emma's sister. Come and do trivia. We're doing
she doesn't live here.
Movie blockbusters in partnership with the Filmlosophers, which is part of the VGB Studios podcast network. So come out to Oblivion Comics and Coffee, have a beer, have some coffee, have some snackage.
Donation goal to fly my sister out from Montana so she can come to trivia night for her birthday.
Do that and have some trivia. Nexy, when are you streaming?
I don't know, dude. I haven't streamed in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Follow Nexy on Twitter at
Nexus was here.
There you go.
There we go.
Find out when she's going to stream next.
Yeah,
Thank you guys.
And where I'm going to stream next.
Or if, when, where.
Ooh.
Yeah, she might be streaming from Facebook Gaming. Who knows?
Which we did not talk 1 second about.
There it is. Premise guys.
Damon.
Premise guys. Nexus was here. I'm the real David Webb saying see you guys next time.